Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are around the world, LFC fans. A post-match review of Plymouth and the debacle, and a look at the most important game coming up. And I'd probably say, at the moment, it could be the most important game of the season against Everton on Wednesday. So, look, Plymouth 1-0 debacle. And do you know what? I kind of knew. You know, you get that, especially with Liverpool, when we watch the first 5 minutes, you get a feeling about the game. And I kind of got that feeling that, look, the team that we had, look, on paper, should it be able to go to Plymouth and get a result? Yes, it should. 10 times out of 10. Starting lineup was not that bad. Yeah, I can understand. I think we can all understand why Slot made the decision he did. We need to rest our key players. We need to rest Salah. We need to rest Virgil. Trent's got an injury. Bradley needs a rest because if Trent's not fit, we need Bradley. Then you look at up front. You know, Nunes didn't start. Jota's back. Jota needs a bit of run of games. Gakpo's been playing great, playing lots of matches. He needs a rest. Gravenberch needs a rest. And you're supposed to have a deep squad where the members of the squad who have not been getting game time but been going, training, really, pushing the boat to get the attention of the coach, they have an opportunity to stand up and really show themselves and say to the coach, look, why aren't you starting me? And I tell you what, Kelleher, apart from, and Endo, and I'm more talking about the senior players here, do not, and I repeat, be knocking at the coach's door. Chiesa, do not. Elliott, do not. Diaz, disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. And look, we know McConnell's, Inoni, they're young players. I'm not going to be criticising young players because what they did was what I would expect young players their age to do. That are really advanced when you think about it. You know, they've been playing against older age groups for some time. So at least give the ball, good in possession, but maybe not be able to break through physically, to run past the bigger players, stuff like that. And you could see that happened in the game. The young ones were just doing okay. I felt so sorry for the young lad that came on, and you could see when he was on his touches, it wasn't, his first touch was poor, wasn't controlling that side of the pitch that he came onto, which I think is the left side. It wasn't happening. And I felt so sorry for him, but you could understand why the coach made a decision. But our play was disjointed. Elliott, opportunity to control the game, really show you are that player. You're not being given game time, and you didn't deliver. You didn't deliver, and in fact, you caused the problem. That penalty, I'm sorry, what are you doing putting your hands up in the air? And what the guy was doing in the first place wasn't going to threaten Kelleher. You just don't understand what's going through Elliott's mind. Love him, I like him. I think sometimes physically he gets dominated against, and that is his problem. But yet players like his size, technically, we know they'll be very good. But he gave the ball away. Chiesa gave the ball away. Wasn't getting past his man. Diaz, ring of roses, going round in circles. Not effective. Jota tried, but he just wasn't getting himself in the game. That disjointed nature affected us. Look, I would even go to say Plymouth created the best chances. That told you a lot. Right side, left side, Tsimikas. Just, don't know what's happening to Tsimikas today. I expected Tsimikas to really be a lot better, and he didn't. And again, a player knocking on the door to start. And it just shows you why Robbo starts most of the time. Even though we know Robbo himself needs to be benched. It's disappointing. Very disappointing. And look, Quad, you die with the hope, don't you? But we did have an opportunity to play Accrington in the round before and play Plymouth this round. You couldn't ask for a better draw. You couldn't ask for that. And it's not as if, Plymouth, great, new coach, great philosophy, respects coaches like Slot, and sort of, you can see his mechanism going on in his brain. He just had the tools to do the basics, and that's what he did. He got his players to do the basics. They weren't doing anything more than the basics, which is a stronger defence and a low block. And we just kept moving that ball so slowly. It's like at times, like, God, guys, break the lines, move the pass a bit quicker, get the crossing quicker, do things at pace. Sometimes this, like, against better teams in the Premiership, I can understand that whole defender trapping the ball underneath his feet and waiting. When you're playing teams like Plymouth, you kind of show them who's the boss. You go for them at the jugular and you go for them and you just destroy. But you give them a chance, you keep them going in a game, you give them hope, you get the crowd going, tight pitch, and then you have the young lads who are now, is a famous saying, is a deer in the headlights, just, they can't do much more, they're not leaders. You need your key leaders, your Diazes, your Jotas, and your Chiesas, and your Elliots to deliver. Ento played well, defend played well, midfield he played well, then he had to drop into defend with that early injury to Gomez, which again is disappointing. It's disappointing, but that's, Gomez injuries has plagued him for a long time. It's just a pity. You want a guy to have a chance, it's a pity. But look, we lost to a penalty. We should have created more. We didn't create enough. The chance that we did create was scruffy. Nunes came on later on, and you could see the urgency, but we should have started that from minute one. And it's disappointing because we had an opportunity. Yes, it would have been sitting next round, but the quad was available. Okay, now part that, rant over. Okay, now we look at Everton. Now, leading on against Everton, you kind of want to win. I know we had a really second and a half, third team squad there. But you want that momentum because now the pressure is on. The pressure is on with the Everton game to deliver. Slot's at his press conference. We know that Trent is currently injured, but he's been training. I kind of think it's too early. And also, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Trent against Everton. I'm sorry, not at the moment. Not with him not fit fully. Don't want to see it. Don't want to see it. Physicality, getting run at, don't want to see it. Last year was a nightmare. If we remember the game last year, we got bullied. Bully. And I tell you what, with Moyes now at the wheel, 3 wins out of 4 games, you're going to see them do that. And we need to stand up and be strong. Play Bradley. Start with Bradley, please. Alisson back in goal. Virgil, Konate back. Rock. Rested. Rock. Robbo, we've got nothing better. We're going to have to go with that. Robbo, left-hand side experience, tried, tested, knows his stuff, seasoned pro. McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. Get that midfield ticking again because against Plymouth, that was a midfield was like a tea bag. Big ass hole in there. Or donut, what you would call it. It was a hole. Let's get that midfield working. And we're going to need it against Everton because they may skip the midfield long ball, but they're very physical. Very physical. Do not want to see the first 5 minutes us gets the ball away, us playing the ball back, acting. No, I want to go for him straight away, but be strong and physical. Then you're looking at up front is going to have to be Gakpo. I think Diaz just cost himself big time. And I think we're going to see Nunes. I can't see Jota starting it. I don't think he's ready. He didn't show that in the last game. And I can't see Diaz. And I kind of feel against Everton, you're going to need the physicality, strength, running behind of Nunes. You're going to need that, full stop. And obviously Salah back. And then we go for it. It's going to be a difficult game. I'm sorry. I know this. I can see it coming. And it shouldn't say that, but it's just Everton normally is a difficult game for us. Everton before Moyes would have been a doable game, easily doable. With Moyes, it's a challenge. At Everton's ground, it's a further challenge. So Slot learns about English football, and I think he's noticed, one, I think, in terms of how Plymouth played, that damn, this league, this England leagues are really, really competitive. Whereas, in the Eredivisie, you probably go down another league or two, and the teams are big drop off. You can beat teams 15-0. You can't do that. You can't do that here. You can't. Even against low league teams, they'll go for you. They will try their best. This is their historic cup final for some of them. This is it. This is it. This is the pinnacle. So they turn up. So against Everton, we've got to be ready physically, and move that ball and be a lot sharper than we have been, because we need these points. I'm telling you what now, get ourselves 9 points ahead, back at even kill, because we got some difficult games coming. Newcastle coming up soon. That's not going to be an easy game. I'm not talking about the final. I'm talking about the league. And obviously we've got Newcastle in March, but disappointing. It took me a little bit of time to get over that loss. To be honest with you, I was just disappointed. Why was I disappointed? I knew it was going to happen. I could tell, but you just feel, okay, we'll do something. You just have that stinging feeling that this is one of those games that we've had before. This is one of those games, but we'll overcome it and we'll deliver. And you'll see Liverpool, but just didn't. And like I said, against Everton, we're going to have to show up Wednesday, get the result. Because if we don't get the result and we're 6 points ahead, we now are into... And this is why it's so important to win games like Plymouth, because that continues that momentum with the squad and that challenging when they're training. Whereas I think now some of those boys that haven't been playing, their head's going to be a little bit low, and they're probably going to need a few weeks to come out of that, because, this is the opportunity, and they failed drastically badly. And coach takes some blame for that. But you know what? Again, I don't blame him, because really, that team should have delivered against Plymouth. Should have done that. Let me know your views. Let me know what you think. Let me know who stanked the place out. And let me know who played really well against Plymouth. And let me know your views in terms of the game coming up. And please like and subscribe, click on notifications, and see you on the other side.